Hey, Frank, Brenda, Captain Joe. Okay, you're getting ready to go for an MRI. Okay. Joe, check in with us when you get done, okay?
Good
Hello,
morning.
Dominic.
How are we?
Joe's headed in for an MRI, so he won't join us for a little while, he said.
Okay. Yeah, MRIs are pretty scary, I must say.
That's where you get
I've
in the
had,
big vault thing that goes around.
yeah, I've had two of them. Yeah. Hello, Joe. Good luck with that. Hello, Brenda. Yeah, I'm only here for half an hour.
Oh, really? What are you up to today?
I've got to go and do a couple of serious things.
You got
Uh,
some trouble amongst the girls or what?
no, 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 no.
Oh,
I just a couple of things I need to get through. No, okay. Yep. Frank. I think that's everybody. Yeah. MRI, CT scans. They're all pretty harsh. So what's the weather like today?
oh, hot. It's 95 degrees.
Oh, okay.
That's not Celsius. That's just 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's 35 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, I don't know. It's a little warm for me, but yes. It reminds me back when I was living in Kansas City, every summer was like this.
Yeah.
Hot,
Is
hot,
it
hot.
is it windy or
Yeah. It's a little bit windy.
oh, okay.
The trees are fluffing.
Yeah.
And the flags across the street are fluffing too.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, we don't normally get thunderstorms at this time of year, but we got a small one last night. So
Oh,
in the middle of winter.
does that cool it down too? Because it's cold there to begin with, right?
Yeah. It was like 62
Joe says in
degrees.
the hospital they're having a severe thunderstorm warning right now.
Yeah, that's why I commented on thunderstorms.
Yeah.
We usually get one or two at this time of year, and then it's not until probably November, December that we crank up a few. There much ship traffic with this heat?
Oh, Brenda says she's claustrophobic. She can't get in one of those MRI machines.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Jonathan,
Jonathan,
what's
Jonathan,
good?
what's good?
Yeah, they are. Yes, it is a hard thing to do, I must say. Oh no.
I spent the afternoon for a couple hours in the waiting room at the Secretary of State's office to get my new license tabs.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't have an appointment, so you could take a seat, and if they get to you, they get to you, you know?
Yeah.
And I says, I can't do this anymore. So I came home and I drove down to the city building. I had to pay my sewer and water bill, which was due today.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it goes up by another $50 tomorrow.
Mm. Yeah.
So I've been kind of scrambling today, and Boone doesn't necessarily like it, but I think he understands.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
That's right. Yep. Brenda, I was very busy this afternoon.
Interesting.
But it's so damn hot.
Mm.
You know, I went and flew a ship this morning and it's like, oh my God. It was hot,
Yep.
hot, hot. And you know, when you get back done from flying, even if it's like a 6 or 7 minute flight, that battery is just about, you could boil eggs on them, you know?
I've just noticed you pinned the wrong link. Thanks, Justin.
I pinned the long link.
Yeah, you pinned Frank Rizzo's comment instead of the link to get on the panel.
Okay. Remove.
Oh shit! I just noticed it then. Good to see I'm awake. Wasn't until I looked at it.
Okay, let me fix it.
There we go. That's
There
better.
we go.
Oh, good to see I'm awake. Got it. Hello, Justin.
Justin,
So,
how you doing?
What's up?
dude, I ran piss guitar off. They are mad, dude.
Really?
Mm,
Yeah, they're super pissed.
Yeah.
'Cause it was over their capital. But they
Yeah.
had to shoot those missiles down.
yeah. That's the way.
See here. Brenda, Joe, Jody. And that's it so far. What's up, guys? Oh, shut up. Damn, dude.
What's that?
Dog, you won't stop barking.
Well, he loves you. He wants your attention.
He ain't
Yeah.
barking at me.
Who's he
Him and-
barking at?
Him and Kelsey or Aubrey's screwing around with him.
Well, he loves her too. Maybe he's trying to tattletale on Aubrey to you. Oh, Mark White's here.
Paul, Dominic, Justin,
Hey, Mark.
Good evening.
Jody.
How we going over there? How you coping with the heat?
Heat. God, that went.
Oh, okay. The media keep talking this up as a heat wave, saying it's going to be 40 degrees every day in the UK.
It was
That's why you shouldn't listen to the media. Yeah. Well, what's the temperature?
it was
Very
28
easy.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yesterday it dropped down to 22. Today it's 20.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 17, 18 for the rest of the week and rain all week.
Oh, okay. Ferry and music Norwegian.
How's it
Hello,
going?
Ferry and music Norwegian.
Iran vows firm response
Jonathan?
after U.S. strikes. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm making,
They
Um,
must
it's
have
gonna
been here
make me,
before.
it's gonna keep me up all night. Just scared.
Yeah.
No.
It is interesting.
The only Norwegian music I know was Aha.
Yeah.
He's got a blue wrench.
Yes, he's been here before. Oh, he,
Yeah.
she. Sorry, I'm not inclusive enough. They. We'll just say they. Just to keep everybody happy,
Well,
okay?
that's plural.
I know that, but you've got to
Yes.
keep everybody happy.
Hi, TJ.
Hey, TJ. Did you eventually get your registration finished?
TJ's at work, right?
Yeah,
No.
we got his registration finished.
TJ got his registration. You mean
Yeah, I was
registration?
listening. I was listening in the background
Yeah.
early this morning. I had it on.
It was a work in progress, and pretty much, Justin was in the lead, and Mark was helping, and everybody was trying to help TJ out, and TJ was getting very frustrated.
Yeah, I would just I had it on just before I was going to sleep. So I was just hearing it about the first, hour?
Yep,
Because you start at 11 o'clock, 11 p.m.
your time.
my time. So it
No,
would have been an
it
hour
was
and a
a-
half.
it was an equal job working on TJ this morning. Mark and them helped him with finding the serial number. I just helped him with the website.
Yeah.
And Joe was helping as well.
Yep, Joe was helping from
Yeah.
the hospital bed.
AZ
Yeah.
was sending him messages that he wasn't reading.
No, TJ, you weren't about to throw a fit. You threw a small
He
fit.
did.
Yes, you did. He even yelled at Paul. Paul was like, "Don't you have a printer, TJ?" He's like, "Didn't I just say that 10 times that I don't have a printer?" I was like, Jesus.
Uh,
Joe's getting an MRI done. That's why he's not here.
You
On his
give an MRI now.
MRI on his leg.
Oh, well, that'll show up where the blood clots are if there are any.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
TJ reminds me of Adam Sandler from Anger Management.
yeah, been there, done that.
He's like, "You don't need to be so angry. I'm not angry."
Yeah. In Australia, we call that spit the dummy.
Spitting the dummy out of the pram.
Yep. When you spat the dummy.
Or throwing a thromby.
Yep. Get the shits as well. Yep. Throwing the toys out of the pram.
He said, "And you're the cashier that goes to work every day. Doesn't say anything. Quietly." And then one day,
You take a deep breath. Serenity now. Thank you, Ferry. They're all my shots in here.
oh, you have it switching. Okay, I just noticed that.
Yeah. I made a carousel of them.
You got to slow it down a little bit, though. It's like really fast.
Yeah, I know.
And maybe like a slower transition into each one. Just
Yeah. I was just using the iPhone.
Mhm.
You've got when you go to photos, it says you can make a
Oh yeah,
like
that's
a
easy to do in any
Yeah,
in pretty much
slideshow.
any editing app.
slideshow.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the bloody word. Yeah. It's like 120 or so.
I did that for Sarah's work. They had a bunch of music that they needed, or a bunch of photos that they wanted to do, like a slideshow and like music too, and I did it.
Yeah.
But what sucked is everybody that took the pictures, some were horizontal, some were vertical. It was like
Yeah.
nobody took the pictures exactly the same, so it was a pain in the ass trying to edit that. I told Sarah, so next time your company needs some pictures done, I said, just some basic pictures of the cell phone. And I said, let me know so I can go in there and take them all the same direction.
It makes it more fun if you turn some of them upside down and some of them on the side.
Yeah.
And then watch them all trying to watch it. Yeah. think on the
Right.
slideshow you can say how long it shows each picture for as well.
Yeah. I think I've got it. I had it set to 1 second.
Hey,
Yeah.
Might go back and
TJ,
redo it and make it 2.
Yeah.
Joe is getting an MRI done on his leg. He said he'd check in afterwards.
Okay.
I hate MRIs. That flaming thing
Yep.
they put you in that tunnel is too small. My shoulders touch the sides.
Yep. I've had two in the last 4 years.
Mm.
3. There's a third one somewhere. So I had 3 MRIs and 2 CTs.
Yeah, the ones where they put a dye in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is horrible.
Yeah, they put a dye in me when they did that angioplasty as well.
It is a horrible taste. Tastes like chalk. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they
TJ with the hard hitting questions there.
There he is. TJ's right at it, you know?
Yeah, they're really hard hitting questions there. Investigative journalism.
Yep.
I think you're exactly right. You need to think for peace and the eight, both sides should step back and paraphrase the platform. I think you're exactly right. That would be
Yes, I have. I have tasted chalk.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries then. You've answered the question.
Roger, and so just the Whitefish Bay Pittsburgh and Goma Niagara downbound. Check down at Sun with a white berth and also at Imperial. Okay. And just to confirm, did you speak with the Whitefish Bay? Are they checking back until you're clear of 1 and 2 over? Yes, they are. Excellent. Transfer. calling for sign traffic.
Did you get any ships today, Paul?
Let me see. I got a couple, I think. Yeah, two.
What are you looking at to verify that?
Oh, I write them down when I get them.
Oh,
He's got his ship log. Yep.
I was like, what the fuck? He looks, he's like, let me look.
Yeah, it's got to have the, yeah. You got to always keep good records.
That's right.
Hello, Dusty.
What's up, Dusty? Oh, Dusty, me and Matt were gonna do the one game together, but then we found out last night when we tried to do it, and the crossplay is not for PC and consoles. They only allow crossplay between older generation consoles, which is stupid. So unless Matt wants to play on his computer, we can't play that game. But I'm looking at getting Flight Simulator because Matt wants to do some Flight Sim lives.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's going to be on with me tonight at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
He's going to play some Fortnite with me tonight.
Okay. Unfortunately, I must leave and do something else. So I'll be
Hey,
seeing you
Dominic,
another
hey,
time.
thanks for keeping me company, buddy.
Yeah, no worries then. Okay.
Catch you later. Yeah, Matt's gonna Flight Sim 2020 because that's what everybody has, and the 2025. Dude, they want like $260 for that game. Or 280 or something. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm not paying that much for Flight Simulator. I'm just gonna get the 2020 because that's what all the other guys have. So I found it for like $30 or $40 for the key on CD keys. So I'm just gonna get it from there. Yeah, so if you want the Flight Sim Aviator edition, which is the one that comes with everything for the 2025 edition, yeah, they want like 200 and some dollars for it. Just the standard edition is $57. They have 3 different levels. They got the standard, they have the deluxe, which is like 100, and then one seller's got the Aviator edition down to 145. So I'm still not paying that much for a game. That's fucking nuts.
No way, huh?
Nah, I'm not paying that much for a game. I mean, it depended on what game it was, but I'm not into like I want to try Flight Simulator before I spend that much, you know. So I'm just gonna buy the standard edition. It's like 30, $40. Just doesn't come with all the extras, but I'm not worried about that. It's something I can add on later. The only game that I've been waiting for that I would probably spend 100, $150 on if it came out would be GTA 6. Because they're estimating that that game is going to be like $100, $150 when it drops. That'd be the only one that I'd be willing to spend that much money right out the gate on without actually playing it. Paul did a puppet show, fairy music Norwegian said yes, giggles a long time ago. Yeah.
Alibi.
You got the stick and pedals. We got them from, no, I don't have any of those, Dusty. So I think Logitech makes a really good one, and so does Thrustmaster is like the go-to, I guess, that a lot of people at Flight Sim like to use. But their shit's really expensive. Like I said, I'd just be you need to get a cheap RC plane. Now, if I had an RC, I've only ever flown one RC plane. The guy I was flying it with, he had like a second controller. It was like a co-pilot setup thing. He could take over. Yeah, that's the only way I'm fucking spending money on an RC plane. He had a RC club thing that was across the road from my dad's old house. And he would teach people how to fly, and he could take over the plane if you started losing control. You got the Logitech ones. Yeah, I wouldn't spend that kind of money on it, Dusty, unless I mean, honestly, I'd like to play with just a standard controller, and then if I, then that's when I'd decide, because there's a lot of money in that game. You're talking, obviously, the peripherals for it, like you said, the pedals and all that. Plus, the game itself is fucking expensive. Oh yeah, I know it is. You got to be on the sticks all the time and all that. But like I said, I've only ever flown one. I had a P-51 Mustang. I flew it a few times and then it broke. I never fixed it. It was like a little cheap, like $200 one I bought years ago when I was out in California. Around the same time, I wrecked that helicopter. that bitch went like 200 feet in the air and then just dropped straight down to the ground. I had that thing for like 10 minutes.
Kaboom.
I was like, don't worry, I got this. I can fly it. I fly the little one in the
What
house all
kind
the time.
was it?
I don't know. It's some just
Just a toy one?
no, it wasn't I wouldn't consider it a toy. But you know those little small ones you can buy at Walmart that everybody buys for like 20, 30 bucks?
Yeah, that's a
You can
toy.
buzz it around your house. Yeah, but I had the large one that was like 2 feet long.
Wow.
And I was like, oh yeah, I could fly that. I flew the little one in the house all the time. No, that bitch went straight up in the air and came straight down. Me and my cousin watched it just go right into the ground. I mean, it was fast too. It shot up like 200 feet and then just boom.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, do
The
you
thing
think
was-
it ran out of range and so it ran out of signal or what?
No, everything was charged up on it. It just went straight up and then straight back down. Problem is though, in Southern California too, there's always wind all the time. So probably wasn't a good place to fly it. Especially not actually knowing how to fly it that well. So Because when it went straight up off the porch, because my dad used to have one of those big ass porches, and part of it was not covered, so you could, it was all open and it shot straight up. And then the wind, I think, pushed it a little ways up over where the lake was at, and then it dropped right next to the side of the lake. Boom! About 30, 40 yards in front of us.
Wow. Oh, Joe's back. He didn't go for the MRI yet. That was my son calling me, Justin, and he talked to me for about 30 minutes. Still waiting for his food and the MRI.
That don't surprise me. Didn't get the MRI yet. So they tell you shit in the hospital all the time. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna take you down to get a test in just a little bit." And fucking 8 hours later, they finally take you down. And I always hate when they say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get you checked out."
His
gotta go
Joe says that his son is starting his new part-time job, which is a
Yeah.
full-time job. Friday? Yeah,
Yeah. he was telling us
$23 an
this morning.
hour.
Oh, dude, just thinking about working with insulation makes me itch. Unless they're doing like spray, I'm sure they
Spray
probably do.
insulation, yeah.
Well, they probably do all different types. It probably depends on what the customer wants. But remember that old school like fiberglass insulation?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
God, dude, that shit would get on you, dude, and you'd be so fucking itchy. There was a few times back in the day where we had some old flags for the four wheelers that we would put on the back of the four wheeler that would stick up like 15 feet in the air
Yep.
as a marker for when we were out riding. And there was a few times, man, I grabbed onto a couple of those poles and the fiberglass just went in my hand. Oh,
Mm.
that's like the worst. Trying to get that shit out of your hands. I understood what you said, Jeff. You didn't read the whole thing, Paul. He starts tomorrow. He's paid $200 a day for the next 3 days. Then he goes on payroll.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's like a little 3-day trial period, probably, before they decide
No.
to put him on.
They were moving stuff out of a warehouse or something. So they wanted him to help out doing that before he started the actual job.
Right. Plus, it gives him a few days just to look at him and see how he works.
Yeah, how he gets along with them, yep.
Anybody with an RC2 willing to part with it? Well, it looks like Dre's looking for another remote. Don't know, Dre. Anybody in the chat have one that they want to sell that's in the US?
I thought Jonathan too.
Who was looking at buying one from him the other day? Because they were asking Jonathan how much.
Ed.
Was it Ed? Oh yeah. Because then I told Ed it would be way too much to ship to Canada.
Yeah.
He might as well just buy one there because he ended up spending probably more just in the shipping costs and what is it, the fees coming in, the like port fees or whatever they call it. That's why I said if I was Jim Beauchart, dude, I would have never shipped those clothes back. I'd have just thrown them away, bought new clothes when I got home.
Yeah.
Not fucking worth it. You spent twice as much and you would have just bought new clothes. Oh, it's for his grandson. That's what he's looking for. I don't know, Dre, have you tried eBay? Sometimes you find some good deals on there with some of the controllers.
Well, RC2's the new one with the screen. For I guess he wants to use it with the Neo.
That's an expensive controller for the Neo.
Yeah, but it makes a difference in flying.
Nah, I'd fucking just use the phone at that point. Screw that.
Yeah.
Now, if it was,
I've got two RC2s anyway. I got one with a Flymore kit kind of thing that the guy was selling on Marketplace because his drone had flown away and ended up in a lake.
So you got the batteries and stuff
Got the batteries and the RC2 and the
and the
case.
charger.
Yeah, and the charger. And then I was going to buy just a Mini 4 Pro on its own. But when that deal came up with the full Flymore kit, because they said there was a fault trying to bind the RC2 with the drone. And all I did was when I got it, I called DJI, sent it back, and they replaced it because there was a known fault.
yeah, because if you look at the prices on them, they're all around like $3. Some people want around 3, 4, or 400. Some want 200.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
£210, which is probably about $270, something like that.
Why is this one? Oh, okay. So, never mind. That one's on bid. No wonder it's so cheap. I was like, how's it only $100? Yeah, it looks like they're all around 300, about what you paid for the drone. I'm looking on eBay just to see if anybody had any deals on it. How much are they new? Because some of these fucktards on eBay want to try to sell you used shit for the same price as a new. RC2. Let's see how much they are new. Yeah, dude, they're fucking $300 on, or $259 on Amazon, brand new. Wait, hold on. Is that the RC2? Doesn't say. Yeah, they're dude, Amazon doesn't even. Does Amazon not even have them? They have the DJI RC, but it doesn't say 2 after it. I don't think that's it.
The RC has the internal antennas. The RC2 has external antennas.
Yeah, I don't even see it on fucking Amazon, dude.
And the RC is only OcuSync 3, whereas the RC2 is OcuSync 4.
I see one listing for it, and it's for an open box, and they want $329 for an open box. And that's it. All the rest of them are just RCs and the older smart controller. And then, oh, Dre, you can get them an RC Plus 2 Enterprise Enhanced controller. Only $2,000. That probably won't work with the Neo, but it's a cool looking controller. That thing is beefy as shit looking
They are
the-
big.
for the Matrice 4 series. Good God, that's an expensive controller.
Yeah, it's commercial use.
Yeah, I don't think anybody on Amazon's even selling them. Like I said, there's that one vendor, but it's just for one used one. I think they only had one left. Let's see.
So
Yeah, they only, it looks like they,
DJ.
yeah, there's only one left. Yeah, tons of the other smart controllers, though. Just not that particular one. They got tons of accessories for it. I think he was kind of trying to future proof though, Al. Because he said he wanted something that would be compatible with some of the newer stuff too. Yeah, dude, ain't no. It looks like eBay is the place to go to buy one right now, unless you're going straight to DJI. 'Cause Amazon don't have shit.
Well, you guys got the channel while I go catch a chip real quick?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'll be back.
If he uses the FPV controller, he'll have to fly line of sight till he gets goggles. Actually, Al, I think um his grandson would probably like the goggles, to be honest.
You can get them
Honest,
new. You can get them new cheap goggles, the RC N3s. That's what I got with it, and you
the
can use
bet
it with motion controller then as well.
the best one, the best deal I'm finding on eBay right now is $249 for one. And that's free delivery in 2 to 4 days. And you can buy it now for $249. And they've sold
The DJI store over here hasn't got me in.
other than that, they're either bidded or they're in the 340 range. Here, I'll put this in here. This is the best one this is the best deal I've found so far on eBay. Like I said, even the used one on Amazon, they want 3 something for it. This one's $249 right out the door. And they've sold 90 of them. So it's from the seller Got Drones with a 99.6 positive seller rate. So that's pretty good. And you can get a 1-year protection plan from Allstate for $25 off.
Stay right there. You stable.
Yeah, other than that, get up with Jonathan, yeah. That'd probably be your best bet.
Well, he was in the chat a minute ago.
Jonathan was?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking dude, this YouTube chat has been freezing like a motherfucker lately.
Hi, Al. Hi, Jim. Dusty. Yep, there he was.
Oh, yeah, there he says.
He says which one, Dre? RCN2 or the RC2?
He needs the RC2, Jonathan. Oh. That's that's what I was saying, Al. I mean, now you're what into the Neo for like $600-700. But worst case scenario, Drake could always take the controller and I'm sure use it for something. I've seen a lot of people try to get their kids into drones though, and they just don't stick with it. The kids get really bored really quick. I only ever met one young kid that was in his teens, and it was the one I sold the Spark and the Mini 2. I sold it to him, and he showed up with his mom, and this kid was like super into drones. And he was going to take his 107 and all this other stuff he was studying for. I was like, good guy. Because I gave him my number. I said, if you ever need anything, let me know. I said, if you have a problem with the drone, anything like that. But he never called me, so I'm assuming everything worked out. Because I did disclose to him, I said, hey, we had to reflash the firmware on that Spark. I said it was having a lot of issues, but once we did that, it fixed it. Like I let him know all that when I sold it. Listen now, he can barely fly commercial, so you know. Mhm. Figure, you know, teach him how to fly recreational, then Drake can move up to enterprise. Come on, bait him on the channel. Plug. Al. So you done it now, Justin. I said before, Al, me and Matt are always willing to teach amateur pilots, okay? That is. Let's see if that works. It does. Great. Don't need that. I will be live with Matt tonight at 8 as long as nothing comes up with him. Apparently he's had the last 4 or 5 days off and he ain't got nothing to do. So
8 your time.
hey, we're just gonna be playing games though. It's not a live thing.
All right. I'm just going to say that's about the time that Lloyd comes on.
Because Matt asked me if because he wants to, like I said, we want to set up some different games and start playing. We were talking about last night getting Matt into the fucking RP. I was like, oh my God. I can just imagine him doing that. My controller for my lights. Fucking great. Jim. Yeah, I guess Dre ain't taking the bait. Man, there it is. Oh, thought I lost my RGB controller. Dim that bitch way down. It's fucking bright. Oh, he's on the. Oh, he must be on the phone with Jonathan. Oh man. It's like David and Laura's had their got their bird cremated today.
Yeah, this morning.
Oh, there's my other controller. No wonder that bitch wasn't sitting right. I saw the Facebook post. I was wondering where he was at today.
Yeah, did you see the picture of the plane he put on?
The picture of the what?
An aeroplane.
No, I must have missed that one.
Saying that they had the cremation early and then they're there after that and they had a flyover. Some old plane flew over them.
Yeah. No, I didn't see that. I didn't even know that that's what they were doing today.
For 2009 for the salt docs that do so please well. 1905 treasure hope for 110. Current checkdowns are at Imperial and at Sun with a white bird. Also, the Maria G is at the 1112 acreage and
where the hell did he say that at?
out there they
Hold on.
No. Jonathan says he's not on the phone to him. He just said above that he was on the phone.
Oh. I use that excuse too when I'm scared. He's fine, Al. He's waiting on his food and then he's just got to get an MRI done. So far it seems to be okay. So
I thought you couldn't take the trust test until you were 13 over there.
honestly, I don't remember.
He said his nephew took it this morning and he's
No,
only 12.
I think there was an age on the 107, but I think you could fly recreational at any age, I think. As long as you were with somebody that knew what
Only
they
under
were doing.
supervision. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Al or one of them would know that.
Yeah.
I looked into it years ago when Kelsey wanted to start flying, and I don't remember what the whole set of rules was on it. It's been so long.
Mm.
Plus, they may have changed it since then. So
No, I Warren. Mm-mm.
Calling County Traffic, go ahead.
Joe, are they at least giving you some good pain meds while you're in there?
Roger, Whitefish Bay, there's 7 line up out for 182 at 1809. Check downs at Imperial and Sun with a white berth.
Yeah, that's what that Captain said. He wanted to be a wiper. What the hell is a wiper?
Wait, what?
Someone. It's something to do with working in the engine room of a ship.
Southbound traffic.
They call them a wiper.
Uh-huh.
But they just mentioned it on Paul's radio then.
Well, let me look it up and see. What
As an
is a wiper?
granddad's brother, he was in the Navy in World War II, and he was a stoker. But that was because all the ships were like coal-fired.
Okay, so in a ship engine room, a wiper is an entry-level position responsible for maintaining cleanliness and assisting engineers. They perform routine cleaning, preservation of the engine spaces, machinery, and equipment, ensuring a safe and effective work environment. So you're kind of like a helper to the
Yeah.
engineer. And you get to learn, I'm assuming, on the way, so
Yeah.
which is good. Get some hands-on learning. I mean, that's the best way to learn anything is hands-on, to be honest.
Mm.
I mean, you could have somebody read a book 1,000,000 times on how to do heart surgery. They'd probably never get it, but if you showed them how to do it 100 times in person, they'd probably be able to do it on their
Yeah.
own. A blue fever, is that like the hospital version of blue balls?
Granddad's brother was a stoker on the Ardent, which was sunk by the Bismarck.
Oh. What's up, Warren, if I didn't say hi to you? Oh, don't look at the picture. Whoever Joe's saying he sent the picture to, don't look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually had to do CPR on anybody, Joe, but I've been trained twice for it. I got 2 different certificates for it, but I've never actually had to use it. Oh, whatever, Joe. Your fucking leg looked like rotten beef jerky. It wasn't that bad. Oh, you're fucking funny, Jim. Well, like I said, Joe, whenever they say, "Oh, we're going to get your papers to release you," you better expect about 6 hours after that. Don't call anybody up there till they actually are putting your ass in the wheelchair to wheel you out front. How did you get to the hospital anyway, Joe? Did you drive there or did you
Yeah,
call an ambulance?
he drove there. His car's still outside.
Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Because they're not going to let him drive home. I'll tell you that right now. So now he's going to have somebody come pick him up with somebody else so they can drive his car home with him.
Well, he said he gave his keys to his daughter yesterday to go and start the engine, but whether that was to take it home or not, or whether it was just to go and start the engine because he was worried about the battery going flat.
After a day of being parked? There's something wrong with your car, then. His battery must be going bad or something.
Yeah. Full battery will last at least
Oh, okay.
2 weeks before it drains.
So his ex-wife and his daughter's going to come and get him from the hospital and drive his car home with him.
Uh-huh.
That's good.
They'll come out and they'll hit him with a massive parking fee.
So it's a new battery. I just don't like not starting my car every couple of days.
Yeah. I suppose it does spread the oil back around again after it's all drained to the bottom.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, a car could sit fine for 3-4 weeks before it would start getting any weird shit going on with it. Probably
Oh, yeah.
longer than that. A couple days ain't nothing. Unless it's like really extreme weather or some shit. Like you're in like -40 or some crap, and you might want to go out and start your car every day.
To be
Oh
honest,
no,
if it gets to that temperature, you're better off leaving it until it warms up again and let all the water thaw out on its own if it needs to.
Joe said free public parking. No, Joe, we went and parked your car at the at one of the little meters yesterday and just left it.
Cheeky
So
twats charge for parking at our hospitals.
Good Mustang traffic.
no, I've never been to a hospital where they charged you for parking. They always had a free parking garage. As much as these hospitals fucking make, they can fuck off trying to charge me for parking.
Well, I don't pay for it because I've got a blue badge, but
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't pay for parking at a fucking hospital. They can fucking
but
suck it.
they cap it at 8 hours. So if you're there for over 8 hours, they only charge you for 8.
No, like I said, as much as these hospitals make off people, they can fuck off trying to charge people for parking. Now, our hospital has what is it, a 4-story parking garage, and it doesn't cost anything to park in there.
Yeah, same side where suppose it would be our local hospital. That's got I think it's 6 floors, multi-story, plus an absolutely massive ground outdoor car park.
You can't even park on the bottom floor. It's all designated for doctors and shit.
Mm.
And because of emergencies, they can get right in. They have a designated parking space. They pull
Yeah.
right in, park, and jump out and run into the hospital. But you have to have a tag to be in one of those spots too. If you park in one of those, you don't have that little tag on your window, they will tow your shit.
Yeah.
Because they have specific ones. They'll have like OGBYNs. They'll have, you know, like emergency doctors. Like they're all marked different signs for different types of doctors. And
Mhm.
that's their designated parking area. So yeah, you can't even, I think even half the second floor is for parking for doctors. I think you have to go up to the part of the second and third and fourth floor you can park on.
Ah.
Because their actual parking lot outside isn't very big. It's maybe could hold 100 cars, maybe 150 cars. So it's not a very big parking lot. And it's usually jam packed. Sometimes you can't even find a space out there.
Parking lot at ours takes about 300 cars, I think. It must have about 30 or 40 disabled spaces. Hey, I was telling you that Reach is doing a season 4.
Yeah.
Apparently, the books originally were written by a guy called Lee Child, and series 4 is going to be based on book 13. So God knows how many there are altogether.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, if it it's like a show or any movie, they probably compressed a bunch of the books down to one
Oh, because
eight episode story.
each book's a different story.
Oh, maybe they're just picking their most favorite out of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were based off books.
Mm.
I thought it was, wasn't it? So the original were books. Didn't they do comics or something of Reacher?
I really don't know about that.
Because alls I know is like when I was watching a guy was doing a review on Reacher before I started watching the show, and he was talking about the difference between the movies and the show, and how he was saying the same thing. Like I was repeating what he was saying about how Tom Cruise didn't really fit the bill for it, but he
Yeah.
did a good job in the movies because I guess the original character was supposed to be just this monster of a guy,
Yeah.
you know. Well, I did. I enjoyed the movies as much as I did the show.
And Lee Childs, the author, is also the executive producer of the series.
Low of 62 degrees. Also, there's a heat advisory.
Oh yeah, so
Tuesday,
they're
June-
probably picking out their favorite books on it or something.
Yeah.
You'll be following the Illuminati.
No, I love when he gets in that bar fight with those 6 guys.
Oh, they went outside.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
say he said he goes. There's
6
what are you
against
talking
1.
about?
Nah, it's only 4 against 1. What do you mean 4
Yeah.
against 1? Well, I'd find that after I beat up 4 of you, the other 2 will just run away.
Yeah, and then he gets to the 4th guy and he's holding his leg. He's like, really? He fucking punches him in the balls. He's like, oh. Dude, he kicked the shit out of the first dude though in the nuts. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like that dude dropped to the ground. I was like, Jesus.
He seems to do that a lot because the second film started off with him having a fight in a car park as well, and then going back
Oh,
for his coffee.
yeah, and then the cops come in, that sheriff that turns out to be dirty or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's like, in 30 seconds, that phone's gonna ring.
yeah. Huh? Yeah. And then all the MPs and cop cars turned up. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you first watch the movie, you don't expect it to go that way at all.
No. Was it the second series where he kept going in and ordering a peach pie and never actually got to eat any of it?
Yeah,
Because
every time he tries to eat pie, he gets
Yeah.
something happens and he has to fucking leave.
Yeah.
On Fox News right now, it says exclusive Trump says Israel and Iran agreed to a ceasefire. Like I said, Israel was bad enough for them to deal with, but the U.S. coming in is like the mean ass big brother. Like, like I guess they just don't want anymore. Maybe they finally came to their sense and was like, yeah, we ain't gonna win this.
Well, they were saying that they reckoned that the fact that they only fired 6 missiles meant it was just a token retaliation that they didn't expect to have any effect, and that Trump's advisors would say, no, he's giving us a get out. We don't need to attack again.
I wouldn't entirely say that. Well, not what you're talking about, Mark. I was reading the chat.
Yeah.
Right.
And according to the news, they'd already taken all of the people and equipment out of the airbase that he attacked anyway, because they had advance warning of it or something.
Well, they already were expecting it anyway. They were planning on that for to be the issue, the case anyway. Because they said like 3-4 days ago that they Hegseth said they put all the bases in that area on high alert. So they were already planning for it.
I
They
mean,
knew what was coming.
it wasn't your base anyway. It was a Qatar base, but it was being run by you.
Was it a co-base or was it a US base strictly?
No, it was one of their bases that was being run by the US.
Yeah.
It's literally just outside Doha.
I mean, if I was a little country like Qatar, I'd want. I mean, it's almost like a good thing to have that there because then you don't really have to worry about too much of your own security. I mean, granted, it does put a little bit of a target on you, but it also ensures that if somebody attacks that area, they're going to get fucked.
Mm.
But it's kind of funny that they did that, and then Trump goes in the situation or the war room or whatever they call it to have a discussion. All of a sudden, Iran's coming out of nowhere saying they want a ceasefire. They must have got threatened with something that scared the shit out of them or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny. They just did a complete 180 out of nowhere.
I mean, I've flown into Doha and changed when we went to the Seychelles. We've done 3 different places. We've changed at Doha, we've changed at Addis Ababa, and we've changed at Dubai.
Give me a second, David. I don't have Facebook pulled up. My phone is overcharging on my bed, so. Let's see here.
Has Joe Tech checked in at all?
He's been in the chat. He's not gone for his MRI yet.
Yeah, I know he said he was waiting for his dinner and the MRI.
Yeah, I agree, David. David says that ceasefire means nothing because now they're going to remain in power and keep fucking their own people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So, yeah. Okay, so it has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. Honestly, I think it's because their leaders are tired of hiding in the fucking caves. Because that's pretty much what they're doing at this point. They're hiding in bunkers. It's hard to run a country when you're hiding in a bunker. And not because just not kind of like what Trump does at the White House whenever there's a situation, but when you're hiding in a bunker because you're worried about somebody bombing your ass from the air, yeah, kind of hard to run shit when you're doing that.
Yeah, you're not in touch.
Well, Bin Laden did, didn't he? He ran his from the caves in a mountain.
Uh, I just don't get. At the end of the day, I just don't get why Iran is so worried about Israel that is 1,000 miles away from there. I don't understand what their big fascination with them is. Just fucking leave each other alone. How hard is that? And it's not like they're fucking touching borders, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird because wasn't it Iraq that was helping Hamas?
Oh yeah, Hamas and what's the other? What's the other one? There's two or three of the groups that Iraq was funding.
It was
What's
the
the name of that?
Houthis. The Houthis was one of
The
them.
Houthis. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, with Iraq helping the Palestinians to attack Israel, I don't know how suddenly it changed to Iran.
Oh, Don's here.
Hi, Donald.
Nice.
So,
It was the Houthis and the Blowfish.
Weren't they a pop group?
okay. Who? I
Yes.
got the reference.
Houthis and Blowfish, pop group, Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Joe, you remind her of her old sweet grandpa. So of course she's gonna want to take care of you. He's sitting in the hospital. If I can get out of this bed, I'll kick your ass.
Not with that foot.
Mhm. I mean, swinging that leg for a while. I don't think he's going to make it to that 4th of July thing you wanted to do. That's just way too close.
He's got 2 weeks.
All depends on how well that heals up. Jonathan said, "What's hi to Donald," and so did Joe.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
So, and
Oh,
full first day back at work.
here comes Joe.
Yeah, work sucks.
Yeah.
There he is.
There you go. She came in, she says, "Let me change your ice for you. Let me get this for you. Let me get this for you." Then she says, "Yeah, you remember my name? I'm Grayson." I said, "Yeah, I remember." She goes, "If you're going to be here tomorrow, I won't be here. I don't come back till Wednesday." I said, "Okay." Then she talked to me a few minutes and left. Hey, now. I'm telling you. She told me she works Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she's going to school Tuesday and Thursday to be a PA.
Are you
So she-
sure you weren't talking to a stripper?
No. Hey, I got all of this now, you know. I've had
Oh,
2
every-
physical therapists and 2 what you call it tell me, "Damn, you don't look 70."
I
There
gotta
you go.
go. I got things to do.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
Oh, you're no audio, Dre.
Your audio's not working, Dre.
Hey, Dre, it's just jealous because you're a Marine.
Nothing yet.
See, there we go.
Joe,
There
you
we go.
gotta
That's it.
understand, Joe, that these nurses are like strippers. They're only doing their job.
That's good. She's doing a good
Well,
job.
I got 2 things. Why is Don out of focus, and why is Joe sound like Buddy Hackett?
Joe,
Joe's in the
Joe's on his
hospital.
phone in the hospital.
Yeah, I know he's in the hospital, but ever since he's been in the hospital, he sound like Buddy Hackett.
And it looks like I'm gonna be here till at least tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they're keeping you till
There we
tomorrow,
go.
won't let you go till Wednesday morning.
Exactly, Al. That's what I'm saying. They're like strippers. They're just doing their job.
They'll probably let me go after
misconstrue.
the 3rd dose of that IV, which would be
Mm.
tomorrow about 2:00.
Just because strippers are giving you a lap dance don't mean they want to marry you.
Wow, that was profound thought.
That's the truth, though.
Yeah, I found that out in Hawaii. My feelings were hurt.
All right. I will tell you guys, if you want inspiration on how to lose weight, if you want inspiration to get in shape, just take a 360 camera to the beach.
Yeah.
There ain't no hiding from it.
So when we gonna see some of this beautiful bean footage?
Oh, there's some good footage. There's a lot of bad footage, and I have one pissed off shot I'm working on right now. Okay, we were on the beach waiting for the Blue Angels to come in. Sitting there waiting. My wife and I've got the 360 camera ready, and my wife says, "Hey, is it ready to go?" And I turned the camera over to her, put it in her face, and tell me what you think. And I turned back around. Now I don't know if it was as I was turning around or as I was still facing her, but somebody says, "There they are." Like, I turned around and I stood out there and I got the shot and I'm watching, and I somehow hit stop on the record, got upside down my tally. I didn't record it with the 360 camera.
But you recorded your wife.
I did. I recorded my wife. Now, the person I was with, luckily, she recorded on her phone. She got the Blue Angels flying by. And let me find this here.
They had a picture of you standing there with the 360, not taking any pictures.
Yeah. Yep. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here they come. Here they come. Look at that jackass right there holding a camera that's not even on. That stupid fucker gets right in the way. Idiot. Friggin' moron.
She did a good job. That was a good shot.
I'm trying to say we see who the actual cameraman is in the house.
So I'm in the process of erasing myself.
Put it down.
There.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want it.
The software that does that now, isn't there?
No. Well, no. There's software, of course, that does some stuff, but it's a lot of work. And the content where fill on, say, After Effects it'll touch some of that, and it does best with static backgrounds. So I'm going to have to get there. I'm going to have to basically do a cutout of the planes as they pass over my shadow, and they cut out, and I'm going to have to cut out the planes and put them in there, replace the smoke over where my shadow is, because it won't be there, and do some cleanup and tracking on probably a couple Photoshop plates.
From what I can remember seeing, there's an app on the iPhone where you can just shade what you want to get rid of in red, and it gets rid of it and interpolates the background for you.
Sure does. Yeah. If you're holding the camera still.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love to show you what it does when it's perfectly still shot. This is a tracking shot across the beach following those Blue Angels. It's not going to get rid of me just because.
That's pretty funny. Donald's right in the middle of the fucking frame.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him a little Tikes camera so he could fit in with everybody else on the beach. Can you cut yourself out of the video though? You can remove yourself, can't you?
That's what we were talking about, Justin.
That's what I was working on. Did you not see? Did you not see what I shared just a second ago?
No, my daughter was talking to me, so I didn't catch.
All right. So far I am working on it. You can see my shadow. Well, did you see the original?
Yeah, I saw that.
All right. So you see my shadow there?
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the process of.
That's so cool, though, how you can get rid of it.
But if you see, the plane just barely skims, and they all go behind the stupid camera that's not on.
Yeah, the guy holding up his arm.
Dude, you should leave that on there and put it on the internet. People think it was a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
There'll be all kind of conspiracy theories.
So I'll
aliens.
And we went down to Fort Pickens and we were on the beach there during practice, and they came by. They did fly by that day too, and we got a couple of shots.
Joe, who's taking care of the dogs?
The daughter's been going over there. She's going over once a day though. I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
But they're doing fine. She went over this
Alright.
morning, and she said she's gonna go over tonight for sure.
Okay.
And then I should be home tomorrow night.
Mm.
Unless the MRI shows something they don't like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like your
So
face.
What's your pain level?
Right now, about maybe nothing.
Okay, well,
That's not when you tell them when they come in.
So
That's
you're
what
going home then. If you ain't got no pain levels, you're gonna go home.
I got about a 1 because every once in a while it throbs, you know.
Yeah, you're
But they
going home.
can't send me home right now because they're giving me a antibiotic that's a push. That's a push,
Mhm.
and I got 3 more doses. And
Mm.
it's that one they can't give me at home.
Oh, okay. You got to put it through IV.
Well, it's just pushed through the catheter.
Mm.
You know, the one in my arm.
Yeah, that's
But
what
don't-
they do to me. That's what they do to
I'll
me. They put so much to the IV, then they'll send me home with a
Hey, Joe, I
Yeah.
hope you're not trying to put it up a catheter.
Yeah, not that catheter.
You mean
Yeah. I know what he meant.
yeah. So do I, but I just had to mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you were. But
Yeah,
but
catheters usually only go one way, and that's out.
But I get that. I think it's like midnight. I get the dose, and I get it like 8 in the morning. I get like 4 tomorrow afternoon.
Mhm.
So as soon as I get tomorrow, they'll probably release me tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's a cannula.
Like I said, except for the fact that it depends on what it looks like. Because he unwrapped it today, and he didn't sell me too much. I said, "Well, no, I know you want to cut it and everything." He says, "I want it to go down first, like that." He said, "But I want to drain it, but I'd rather go down." He said, "It looks
What?
better than it did."
Why are they talking about cutting on it for?
Because what's happening is getting infected.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're giving me this heavy antibiotic. He didn't tell me. He smelled it. I couldn't smell it.
Mm.
You know, usually I can smell an infection like that. There you go.
Joe, didn't you have some specialists come in also and look at it and unwrap it?
Yeah, I had 2 girls come in from wound care,
nice.
and they said the same thing. They said they called him and said he needs to drain it, and then he came back and explained that he wants me to just keep the compression on him, go back and see him like Thursday or Friday, so he can look at it again, and he might wait till like Monday, look at it, and then put me in for like an outpatient just to do it real quick.
Yeah, that's unless they find blood clots on your MRI.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for before they send me.
Big beach ball tower.
Yeah, but Dre,
Yeah.
Mudball was talking about something to lose weight, right? When I gave my son his first salute, and they shot a side shot of me, I said, "Oh hell no," like that, and I thought I looked good. I lost 50 pounds right after that, right? And I've lost another 35 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down to 227.
Wow.
And the 2 girls in here looked at me and said, "He's not 70 years old, right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm 70. And it was the 2 physical therapists first. And I said, "I'm 70. They said, "You don't look like you're in the 50s. You don't look that," you know, so that was a good compliment today. And then the 2 wound specialists come in and said the same thing. And when they said it, they said, "Man, you don't look 70. I said, "No, I'm 55. I said, like that. She said, "You look 55. I said, "No, I'm 70. Like that. And I said, "I'm single too."
And they said, "Oh, trust us. We assumed that."
They just started laughing, you know. They started laughing.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, when I was in there,
sometimes you got to work it.
They always look at me talking about, you know, they always got to get the largest cuff for the blood pressure test. And they say, "How old are you?" I said, "They say, how much you work out?" I said, "I go twice a week." He said, "That's it?" I said, "Yeah, I go twice a week." He said, "We can hardly take your blood pressure because the cuff barely fits on there."
Yep.
Oh, that's a cool looking shot.
Yeah.
But that's good that people are starting to notice the difference in the weight. Like I said, I've had coaches at the school didn't recognize me and walked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you've been taking that Ozempic for like a month now, month
That's
and a half.
Mounjaro for 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
Wednesday I got to take my 12th dose, 8th dose, 10th dose. And then I got to beginning of July. I got to do blood work for the next setup to see if he gives it to me again for 3 months. So I'm thinking if he gives it to me for 3 more months, I may get down to about 210, 200.
How far did you go out there, Donald?
Should I get down to about 210, 200? That's close to my fighting weight.
I'm telling you, I might be able to not fall anymore then.
I didn't go out very far at the low level. I didn't go out very far, but I did go out a little ways.
Shoot, I get down to I get down to 195. That's why I played college football at 195.
Here, Justin, I went to a restaurant down there, and in the bathroom on the mirror above the sink, they had this.
You went to the bathroom on the beach.
No.
You probably even had no flip flops on either, did you? Went barefooted.
He went
Not,
on the beach.
not at the beach, at the restaurant. At a restaurant.
Okay.
So I was at the restaurant, and they had this sign there, right? I waited 15 minutes. Finally, I just washed my own hands.
That was a good one, Don. That was a good one. That was worth. That was a good one. That's pretty good. You better send that over to Art.
I was struggling. You kept on stepping on it every time. The beach. You're probably wearing flip flops. It's like, come on, dude. I got something lined up. Let me say it.
All I got was a visualization of you walking off the beach into one of them little nasty bathrooms.
No, I didn't. No, we were right. When we went to the beach, it was right across from the condo. So where is that?
Yeah, that's always nice when you can just walk out of your hotel room right onto the beach.
Yeah,
you don't have to go very far.
We plan on doing it when we go back to Oceanside, probably next year or something. Because they got like 2 resorts there. One right on the beach that you walk out onto the beach, and then you got one we stayed at last time. That's about maybe 15-minute walk to the beach.
You know, and you had the one guy that was crouched down in your video of you flying out to the beach. Is it just a new thing? You just get that one random person lined up in every shot?
That was a woman.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And she'll probably disappear.
No, that's the one you're supposed to add another figure in there. Put a person in front of her while she's on her knees.
So, and there's the condo we were at.
Ooh. Surprised there's so much empty land there. I guess they're not allowed to build there, or what?
On this side, that is going into this point here where there's nothing. It goes to nothing there, except for right here. You see where that one little leg is back here, about half a mile away. I think that's about where the national park starts.
Okay.
Yeah, all that green crap look like an oil sheen.
Yeah, that's on the bay side.
On the bay side.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an oil spill happened or something.
Down on the Gulf of America side.
Yeah, that's where all the shit's going from the bathroom he washed his hands in.
So we were in the condo right here in the on this backside looking down that direction. So that was my view.
Okay.
Here.
Oh, you catch some good fish in that little sound.
That condo right there, about halfway up. Well, 8th floor. So
you fly off the balcony?
Yeah, and I came really close. I thought I'd reached out far enough. Went to take off. It went up, and I checked for damage. But I heard the blades scrape along the balcony above
the ceiling.
It was out. It was out, and it went up, and it scraped. I was like, "Oh shit!" Oh.
I say, won't do that again, huh?
Next time I will just chuck that fucker and see if I can get it to take off before it hits the ground.
Yeah, for me, I always, if I stay, like if I fly off a balcony, I just do a manual takeoff and just barely get it off. If I'm flying off a table or something like that on the balcony, and just get about maybe 1 or 2 feet up and slide it out.
I should have done.
Oh,
I didn't have a place to take off there on the balcony. I didn't really have a good place to take
Mhm.
off manually. So I was like, okay, how am I going to do that without help? So I just held out and thought I reached far enough
Nah,
do that auto
yeah.
takeoff, and
nah,
it was
I'll
great.
take off. Ooh,
Uh,
I think something like that. I get too nervous. I said, man, I'll just
Uh,
sacrifice the shot or whatever I got to sacrifice because I'm not sacrificing the drone.
yeah, I thought I was out far enough. I probably won't do that again.
Yeah,
That was a lesson.
Or
I'm
either
actually,
sacrifice myself falling off the balcony trying to reach out.
I'm actually
Air 3S,
surprised
right?
Donald even did that. As
Well, I'm
cautious as
sure-
he is.
I can say Donald's trying to get the shot. He's all about getting the shot first.
There Donald is sitting there.
Now, was
Well-
the drone recording when it scraped, when you heard it scrape?
No.
Damn it. Nobody ever catches the good shit.
What's it?
Hey, Donald, that was Air 3S, right?
Yes.
Oh.
The LiDAR and the return to home on the Air 3S, you could have took off from inside the condom, flew through the door, and it'd
Probably.
have come back in.
Actually, that probably wouldn't have been a bad idea.
But
I
yeah,
would have taken off from the balcony without holding it over.
yeah, that right there was our view. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, he said he
Getting up in
didn't
the
have a
morning.
good spot, though.
Yeah, like I say, when I was at ours, we were on the seventh or eighth floor. Had a little table on the balcony, so I just sat on the table, manually lifted it up about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and just eased it out a little bit. Then
Did I stop
went from
sharing?
there.
Yeah,
You did. But coming back is this is nerve wracking coming back because then you're trying to line it up with your balcony.
Did I stop sharing after I showed you guys me on the balcony?
We didn't see you on the balcony. We saw
Oh.
Yeah.
the building
We didn't
itself.
see you on the balcony.
Well, there you go. That I don't know why I did that.
There you go.
I was gonna
That's you on
back
the
up
balcony.
here. That's where we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Now, if you look, I never saw anybody, but there is the condos down here with the larger balconies,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it would have ended up.
Yep.
But it was a nice day. I still say we do vacations backwards.
I think you could have,
Is it-
by the look of that balcony, I think you could have just put it in the middle of that balcony, started it manual, picked it up and gone off.
I may have been able to,
Mm.
but
After my fight with that Mavic 3, I've never had him catching anything.
yeah,
It's like a ninja.
Mm-hmm.
I think vacations, you should just go sign up at a work camp somewhere, do hard physical labor, and eat the crappiest food. Because if you go on vacation and have a really nice time, eat good food, enjoy great views and stuff, you come home and it's hell. But if you went to a work camp and they had shitty food, going home would be like a vacation.
Yep.
It's all about contrast.
Now the leg's throbbing.
Joe.
Hmm.
Joe, what the hell did you do?
Hey, Justin, show him my leg.
Oh, he already did.
I was walking and somebody said something to me. I turned my head and tripped on the sidewalk.
Listen,
Jessica, have you ever
I
seen the
have-
movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
no.
You have Justin, show her the clip with Huggy Bear walking out of the jail with his 5-inch high platform shoes, then she'll know why Joe fell.
Okay, I'll look it up. I have sympathy for you, Joe, because I fell twice this past week. One going into McDonald's, I slipped and ate it right there in McDonald's, and then yesterday in the house.
Wow.
So Jessica, tell the real story. Justin has put you down trying to get to the counter first.
You could tell him that story. You could tell him that.
Why are you calling her Jessica?
Instead of
Sarah.
Sarah.
It's
Sarah,
Sarah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And she was being nice.
And
You
she
Dre,
was
you're-
being nice. She
I'm
didn't point it
sorry.
out to you.
I am
Dre,
so
Dre,
sorry.
that was my side chick's name.
Oh, see, now you
Damn
tell on
right.
yourself.
See?
Now you tell on yourself.
I wasn't going to call you out because she was being nice and letting
She
it go.
was.
And
Hey,
Thank you
Justin.
very
I
much.
was like, if she's
Thank
gonna be
you very
nice
much.
and let it go, I'm not gonna call Dre out.
Whose
Give him
wife
crap.
is Jessica then?
Hey,
I don't
hey
know why
Sarah, you gotta
Jessica
listen to
popped
this
up here.
too. Hey, Justin, how do you know
What?
that your girlfriend is getting fat?
Uh-oh. Trick question.
What?
She's starting to fit
Oh.
into your wife's clothes.
Mm-mm.
Nope, nope. I'm not telling Sarah that
No.
I don't know whose wife's called Jessica.
That's funny. Huh? I love that one.
I don't know why that name stuck in my head, Mark. It's like it was natural.
Now Justin's gonna be beat up tonight. She's gonna slap Jessica, huh? Who's Jessica?
Mm-hmm.
How
See,
you doing, girl?
Northside said Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
Dre just told on himself that was his hot secretary you got.
Yeah, I wish I don't even have no secretary. That's how bad off I am. I have
No.
no staff at all.
No,
Oh,
Buffy wasn't Sarah Jessica Parker. It was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
No.
Sarah Jessica Parker started off on Square Pegs.
Yep.
You are. Look,
And then
Sarah
she did
Jessica.
then her big role was what's
Buffy
that
the
thing?
Vampire Slayer.
What's it is in the city?
That's Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the TV show. If you're talking about
Yeah.
the movie was
Or was it?
One of the Thrasher movies?
Did she play Daphne in Scooby Doo?
yes.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, yes.
Mm.
Yes. Parker played one of the girls on what's the Life in the City, whatever it is.
Sex and the City.
Sex in the City, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
She
Sex
was
in the City or Sex and the City?
It's Sex and
Sex
and.
I thought it was in.
Yeah.
That's
And
one of
the city.
That's one of those Mandela effects that people have with that show.
I never watched it.
Me
A
either.
lot of people will say Sex in the City.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that.
I'm back again.
Hey,
I was
Dominic.
listening to this in the background and had a good laugh. So I thought I'll just put on hold what I was doing.
Actually, they're rebooting that show.
Yeah.
The hilarity that
Well, who was she then? Was she the
Sarah Jessica Parker
curly haired
is in
writer?
Sex and the City.
Was she
Main
the curly
character.
haired reporter?
On
The one that wrote for magazines?
Sex in the City, I never watched it, so she's
TV
the main character. I
the
think.
TV show, Dominic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the one,
the
the one
TV
that
show
was,
Sex and the City.
Yeah, she wrote for a magazine.
Yeah, I had to.
It was all played as though she was narrating it.
Yeah, as Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah.
I had to sit through that because a lot of females I know would like to watch it, and I had to sit there and watch it. So
So you were playing Go Along, right?
yeah,
Yep. She also
several
was,
programs I've done that with.
she was also in the movie War Horse.
Yep.
As the horse.
I have not. That's not fair.
Man.
That was
her birthday's the 1st of August.
That was Queen Camilla.
Or Princess Anne. Hey. Excuse me.
I've been seeing these videos across YouTube today talking about DJI is closed in the US. Talking about how B&H and Autorama and Amazon and I guess Best Buy, nobody's got nothing in stock.
Yeah.
You know, actually talking about that, Donald, Family Guy actually did an episode where they were making fun of her and put her as a horse.
Yeah.
And if you go on Google Images and look up Sarah Jessica Parker as a horse, there's like a bunch of fucking pictures.
Wow. So did anybody, I was on the phone with one of my old inspector buddies, and I was kind of reading the chat. Did Jonathan have a RC2 controller he willing to sell?
Yeah, I think he said to get up with him.
Well, he asked you whether you'd mentioned the RC2 or the RCN2.
No, I want the
We did,
RC2
but it was the RC.
with the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I bought this for my grandson back for Christmas, and he's never had the opportunity to take it out and fly it. So since he's staying a week with us, well, he's coming over every day because he's staying with his dad, and he's still working. So he's dropping him off here, him and his little brother. So today I had him sit down, take his trust test. So he had to sit down and study for that and take his trust test, passed all that good stuff. So I was looking at the Neo, and they say put it on your phone, but I know how that is from back in the day. And the Neo I bought is just the Neo itself from Best Buy during Christmas time. Has no controller at all.
Well, I looked around online for you. Amazon only has one listing, and it's for an open box.
Mine was, it's supposed to be brand new one sold by Amazon from somebody else. It was like $329. I heard you say that and stuff.
And then,
so I was hoping to get one maybe about low to mid 200s. But I still have my old Spark. So what I'm gonna do is tomorrow, once I do some more running around, I'm gonna have him do a couple of training flights with my Spark, and go from there.
This is the cheapest I've been able to find it, Dre.
$249.
They sold 91 of them, and they got a 99.6 positive.
Yeah, where's it coming from?
It's something Got Drones. I'm not sure.
Yeah, click on them and find out where they're at.
DJI haven't got any in their store over here either.
Yeah.
Location, United States.
Oh, okay. I might have to look that up on eBay. See what's up.
But that's the cheapest one I was able to find was $249.
Yeah. I just, like going with the phone option, I'm not against phones, but he's only 12 years old. So his parents got a lot of locks on his phone and stuff. And for him to even get the app on his phone, it's a big hassle.
Yeah.
And I could see if he had a controller, because I got one of the old phone holders from years ago to put it in there. But these new controllers don't even have where the sticks come out.
Built in, yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather have a screen built in for him. So that's what I was looking for. I'd rather just go ahead and spend the money, get a screen built in, and go from there.
I sent you the link for that if you wanted to look at it.
Yeah, okay, appreciate that. So that's where I'm gonna go. But I think I'm gonna have him train on my old Spark. I got 3 batteries for it that are good.
There's Joe.
Like I said,
I had to go use the bathroom.
Yeah,
that Spark,
okay.
That Spark is tough as a tank, so I'm not worried about it. And I also got prop guards for it, so I'm not worried about him really hitting anything with it. So,
Joe, are they still going to do an MRI today?
She said when she came in a little while ago that they've got a schedule around now. So
I agree. Say, dude, it's kind of late. We doing MRIs. You down for the night? I know you there.
Yeah.
I've had MRIs after midnight.
Oh, believe me, my last surgery was around 11 p.m.
Yeah.
My angioplasty was at 8:30 in the morning.
Mine was 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I know they can, but yeah.
Yeah, one of my doctors here is Dr. Tran, and he's the one that runs all the training, and my daughter trained with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she heard I had him, I said, I haven't seen him yet. It was the first day. He said, he's going to be in a bunch of times. She said, he'll come in and he'll ask you, how you doing, and did you poop?
Yeah, they always ask you that. Did you
He
poop
said,
yet,
that's
Mr.
just
Crawford?
2 questions right at the bat, right? So he comes walking in. He said, he's funny as hell. He comes walking in, and there's a little Vietnamese guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, hey, how you doing? Did you poop? I started laughing. I said, so you're Dr. Tran, huh? He says, what, the looks give it away?
Oh,
He was funny.
Yeah, that old nurse used to kill me. You poop yet, Mr. Crawford? What, you gonna hold me hostage until I poop?
Yeah. Ain't they done that?
They good about giving you those stool softeners. They pass them out like Skittles.
Yeah, it depends on the
Yeah.
medication you're taking.
Man, they want. Well, I know the general rule is if you don't poop, you can't go home.
Right.
Yep.
So they give you stool softener, that kind of crap. So as soon as you poop,
Well, all you
They
got to
were-
do here is
they
eat
were
the
the process.
crappy food at the hospital. You got no problem.
well, I can say, Joe, for me, I always try to stay on my regular routine. So I only will eat one meal. I only ate one meal a day when I was in the hospital. Cause I said that's what I normally do when I'm not in the hospital. So I'm not going
Right.
to sit here and fill up on this crap, because they always going to try to put you on some. For me, it's always some kind of dietary diet. So half the crap don't taste like nothing.
Well, this morning I had eggs, sausage, and grits,
Yeah.
and that was pretty good. 700 calories. right?
Mhm.
That was the whole thing. At lunchtime, I had got red beans and rice. I was supposed to have cornbread. They didn't give it to me.
Mhm.
And I had collard greens, and I can't remember what the other thing was. It was on a sherbet. It was 800 calories, but 300 of it was the cornbread. And I didn't have it.
Right.
And then tonight I had beef stroganoff with candied carrots, 2 brownies, and pineapple wedges.
Mm.
And that was 834 calories.
Now, did you
But
order
400
that?
was the brownies.
Did you order those meals, or they already prepped it
I was
for you
able to
based
order
upon?
those.
Okay, because I know I didn't order anything the last time I think I was there. I didn't order breakfast. And they was bringing me, so I said, dude, I didn't order nothing. He said, oh, no matter what, we got you on a certain diet. I said, dude, I ain't eating that. Take it away.
Yeah. Now tomorrow at lunchtime, I want to be here because I got chicken and sausage gumbo.
Oh,
hey,
when Sarah was in the hospital, she had to do a calorie count when she was ordering stuff, and she was only allowed I
Right.
think 1,000 calories or something.
Yeah.
So it didn't leave her much of anything. Like she was barely able to order anything.
Yeah.
Because they had her on a
And they'll-
specific diet.
Right, because there'll
Yeah.
be some things they have that you can't order. They'll say, nope,
Yeah.
you can't have that. Can't have that either.
Yeah.
And you ain't sliding it by those people down in the kitchen because they all got the same paperwork that the nurses had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm on a no restriction diet, but the first day they had my meal sitting over, they wouldn't let me eat it because they said they think they're taking me for surgery. So they picked up the meal and then they brought me another meal, stuck it on my thing. They said, don't eat it yet. We still don't know. Like
Yeah.
this. I looked over at it and I said, what the hell is this? I had a little thing of orange juice. I had a pudding, a vanilla pudding, and I had a cup. It was strained tomato puree biscuit.
I don't
That's
even
all
know
I
what
gave.
that is. I don't even know what that is.
It was like hot tomato juice.
I was saying, well, what is strained tomato biscuit?
Like-
It's called tomato juice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I looked at it and it had iced tea and something like that, right? I looked at it, and when she came in, she goes, "They're not bringing you to surgery." She said, "You want me to take this?" I said, "Hell no, leave this one at least." You know. But I'll be honest with you, I cannot stand tomato soup or like tomato juice. I can't stand it. That was good.
I can say every once in a while I have a craving for a tomato soup, because I don't eat it on a regular basis. And so
that's what bisque is. It's a soup.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that fancy. I'm not that fancy, Mark. Just call it soup.
Hey,
Yeah. Well, my sister always tells me go get V8 juice with the
yeah, it's gross.
Louisiana hot sauce
Mm.
because it's really good. But I can't stand tomato juice.
I
That
can't
thing
either.
just was so good yesterday. But I hadn't eaten in 24 hours either.
I always put loads of pepper in my cream of tomato soup.
Yeah.
V8 juice always sounds good, and I get cravings. It's like, ooh, that sounds really good, and I hate it.
Yeah.
What?
I'll buy it thinking maybe my taste buds have changed because I really crave. I'm craving it. No,
Yeah, I get about a half a glass and get nauseated.
What is it?
It's just tomato.
it's
bunch
it's
of
tomato and
vegetables.
veggies. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have V8 juice over there in UK?
It's like drinking
got it here.
watered down
No.
ketchup.
Well, not that I've heard of. No.
No.
Imagine-
it comes in a can, usually between 6 to 12 ounces, and I'll have little vegetables on the can or jar, whatever it comes in, and they sell it usually in the refrigeration section.
Imagine
it.
drinking ketchup that's a little bit more watery, Mark.
MRI.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going. MRI.
Well, let us see her.
Hey.
We want to see her.
Good luck.
Flip that phone around.
Oh, what a
Good luck, Joe.
he didn't want to show you the big ass burly dude that came in there to get him.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right, we're gonna go do that test. Mhm.
No, I suppose the closest we've got to that is vegetable soup.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, VA's been around for years over here.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got V8 in Australia.
Now VA
Yeah.
juice is good. The juice that they sell.
Yeah, the newer
yeah.
version of the juice.
Yeah, that's good because it doesn't taste like vegetables. It tastes like any other
Mm.
juice for you to buy. What's up, Johnny? Just missed Joe. He was telling us about all the hot male nurses he's got.
It's unofficial.
Johnny said I talked to him. He said hi to Donald, Paul, Dre, and Mark.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
What was this say? Oh, it's in Massachusetts. Oh my god, dude, these fucking posts on Facebook are stupid. Oh, there goes Trey.
Yep.
It says after bombing Iran's nuclear sites, the U.S. faces brutal retaliation. Brutal retaliation, really?
Well, I liked, and I haven't really paid that much attention. I'm kind of pissed off that we did it in the first place, but the reports are they didn't do any damage. Obviously, they didn't do any damage because we scanned the area for radiation and there are no radiation leaks. They only damaged the entrance. It doesn't matter. We moved all the materials months ago because we knew this was going to happen. It's like, okay, if you moved all the material, what were you scanning for radiation for?
And none of us really know what happened.
No, but their propaganda didn't have any internal logic.
Right, and you're going to have another facility that can house that. And you're telling me you just built another facility out of nowhere to move the shit? I mean, you're talking about.
Well, they've got 6 facilities, but you only need 2 of them.
Said they targeted 3 of them.
We had 3 facilities.
Yeah.
Was it 3?
Yeah, they targeted 3 of them. I mean, it's just, that's a complex process to do all that. And just to get up and move everything within that short a period of time, I don't think it's possible. Especially without nobody noticing or some kind of intelligence agency finding out or seeing it. Got your ship, Paul?
What?
Did you get your ship?
No, I didn't go get a ship. I had to chase Boone around the backyard so he didn't get heat stroke.
Heat stroke. He's gonna get heat
You're worried about heat stroke, so you're chasing a dog around the.
He's gonna give himself heat stroke.
Well, you yell at him. He's a strong-willed beagle, and you got to yell at him. Get his ass in the house.
I
He
can't
knows what he's doing.
anything.
What's that, Mark?
I said, I can't see you chasing anything except extremely slowly.
The dog,
That's true.
dog was out there running circles around his ass. You know that.
Yeah, the dog is like looking back over his shoulder, going, "Catch me if you can."
Dude, I have enough problems catching Bo up on myself. Imagine trying to catch a little beagle that's at full speed.
Oh man, is he fast too? Oh wow.
The only way I can get Bo when he gets out is you have to go get a car and drive up to him and open the door, and he'll want to go for a ride. He'll jump right up in the car. Otherwise, he'll just keep running from me.
What do you think about the ceasefire they've got scheduled for?
It's just see if it holds. That's all you can do. Because at one point, can you really trust Iran to hold on to
No.
that ceasefire?
No,
And
you
then
can't.
two, Israel's very determined to want to take Iran out. So it's like one of them, I could see either one of them flinching and breaking it. So
Black River, 1 hour, 45 minutes. That's all done. Diablo Niagara, fantastic. Roger. Abound, in addition to the CSL Sauron on the Frederick Coast, is going to be the Altamont Endeavor, estimating 1936 for the Crib Light.
Listen to.
The check down at Imperial, they also check down White Earth and Sun. And for your information, the Fitborg had of you had given an ETA of 2053 for the salt dock. What are your intentions over? Sorry, say again the ETA for the salt dock. Roger, I say again that is 2053. You will be there ahead of them over.
no, I think what happened was Iran just got pushed into a corner. They realized that this shit's gonna get worse, and they just, I don't know.
Well, thing is, you have to leave room for your enemy to retreat. Because if you don't, then they're going to stand and fight because they got nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm. But see, I think without the real support of a majority of their population and them being forced into bomb shelters and stuff, and they're pretty much their whole head of their governments are all hiding out, I think they're at the point where they feel like if that doesn't stop, they're going to end up getting pushed out. It'd be, because it'd definitely be one thing if the entire population was behind the government, but they're not.
Okay, their population.
Yeah.
But we got
that's what I'm saying.
we have half of our population behind them.
You know, they're a bunch of idiots. Because if they went over there and said half of what they were supporting over here, they'd get killed. So
Yeah.
I love it when I see these pride rallies supporting these countries that would outright fucking
Yep.
kill them if they were in their country. I'm like, why the fuck would
don't
you support
understand it.
that? I don't either. I just don't get it. It's like, if you want to fight for gay rights, go over to fucking Iran and fight for them. You'd have a fight all day long, a legitimate one at that.
Are
I mean, the
you
only
are you opposed
rights.
to gay rights?
No, I'm just saying the only rights that gay people over here did not have up to what, about 10 years ago, was the ability to get married, which has now been rectified. I mean, they have nothing else to fight for here, and they're pushing so hard that it's making more hate than it is
Justin,
acceptance.
when talking about gay rights, using any word that starts with recta is a microaggression.
Oh my God. Fuck off.
Dominic, I bet you're glad you came back, right?
Yeah, I did. I'm very glad I'm back here.
And we're glad to have you too.
Now, well, I'd finished off what I did, and I was doing a couple other things, and I had it on in the background, and I thought, rather than just continue to type in the chat, I thought, no, I'll just get back on.
Well, we're always glad to have you, Dominic.
Yeah.
You make the show. You're our solid member.
Yeah.
What the hell are the rest of us?
Yeah.
Paul, when we're talking about gay rights, mentioning a solid member is microaggression.
Yeah. Everything's a microaggression in these days.
You mentioning microaggressions is a microaggression.
Yeah, that's microaggression.
See how that goes.
Was Sarah laughing about being called by a different name?
No, she didn't say anything after she left. Jim said Dominic talks too much. I know.
Yeah, I do.
A little bit of a loudmouth.
So Donald, are you back to work yet, or are you still off?
I'm back to work.
Okay, because I see you got your board full behind you again.
Oh no, it's not full. It's about half full. That. So let's try that again. Sometimes I'm just an idiot.
Plenty of traffic to Maria Jeep. Oh yeah, Jeep on traffic much better.
Okay, I gotta jump off because I gotta get up with Matt.
Okay, Justin.
All right, I'll catch y'all later. I didn't realize what time it was.
A bit earlier to get all the pleasure.
All right, later, everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
It's only 20 past. Got 40 minutes till Lloyd starts.
Yeah.
What time's Lloyd start?
40 minutes.
8. 8 your time.
8.
8 o'clock. Okay. I was gonna say we could shut it down and give everybody a break until Lloyd comes on.
I'll give us another 10 minutes and then I'll.
Okay, 7:30. We'll call it.
Yep. So let's put the timer on.
America first. The cornerstone, first two victories, what set them apart from everyone else. Now think of how we arrived at this moment. The story of 20th century America is how we survived the danger in my age, the great examination of parallel military power and economic power. It was peace through strength. Remember, Iran was so afraid of Reagan, it 52
Okay.
minutes after the Iran. Then, by the late 1980s, after two terms of Reagan, the U.S. just put off. Now, I was a young staff at the White House back then. Made this historic.
Hmm.
So we just have 10 minutes of silence then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, seems that way. I think we've all talked ourselves out.
Talked it out, yep.
At the time.
Show more vacation videos
Yes.
or snippets. I don't actually, I don't have a video put together. Let me look and see if I got one from the storm.
Here's your challenge then.
We went sailing. And the first night we went out sailing, he thought it was gonna be clear. We got caught in a pretty good storm.
Wow.
It came down so heavy he lost his GPS navigation.
Wow.
Jesus.
Good.
No, it
Jesus,
was
take the wheel.
so it was kind of fun. But we went up the second day and it was nice. Let's see if that's here. But let me see if I can find.
Did he give you a freebie the second day because of the first day?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Let's see. This is it. I want to find the shot because he had a buddy out who was sailing at the same time and came pulling up beside us. And he had a really cool looking boat.
Well, that's good.
If I can find it. Yeah, I did. We went to a seafood market, and outside the seafood market was a boat.
Great name.
Yeah. I took a picture and sent it to him. He says, "Yeah, that's my boat." And I said, "The keys are in it. Can I go take it out for a run?"
And in addition to that, the Algama Endeavor just now calling in as the crew line over. Okay, I have that. Thanks very much.
There are still plenty of circuits of Iran who may still want to do this harm. Undersecretary Pete Hegseth and General Dan Payne, our military has thankfully returned.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call it.
Okay, then. If Don's got
Everybody have
no
a
more.
great evening. We'll see all of you again in the morning.